got Petra back, 3rd year in a row. When she first came here, she was the size of Bella, who's that one there. And now look at her, she's now Mama. And her baby is just behind there. There she is, yet unnamed, and needs a name starting with C, which we haven't decided on yet. And then that little fella there is one of the babies from last year in the quarry who didn't get big enough with all his brothers and sisters. So, well, it was his brothers actually. I didn't think there were any girls in that bunch. So yeah, he's here to get nice and fat and strong. And then that little black one there, which is Petra's baby, she is the offspring of Toby, who was here last year, who only had one bull, and was getting a bit amorous with Petra, and they made a love, and that is the result. A little bit of a clandestine, non-purebred ruby red. Bless her. She's lovely. I'm finally feeling inspired to pick up the camera because the sun is shining after what feels like, I mean, literally, it's been the crappiest summer going. It's been really, really, really wet. It's been quite cold, and it's just been a bit pants, really. And it's like the 4th of September, all the kids have just gone back to school, and of course the sun's come out. I really feel for them, it's not fair. But I just wanted to show you a little update on the veggie garden. Although it is actually just sort of going over slightly past its best. This weekend just gone, in the polytunnel behind me, I cleared out all of the kind of stuff that's already been harvested. We had an amazing crop of melons this year, despite the sort of patchy weather, and they were absolutely delicious, so they will definitely be going on the menu again next year. We've made a few mistakes. Certainly, like, our beetroot didn't grow as well as we would have liked it to. We've discovered it needs a little bit more nutrients, so that's something for next year. And when we get the polytunnels up top, which we haven't done yet, we're going to do 2 smaller ones rather than this giant one, because we kind of want to be able to have different temperatures. So that's been quite a good lesson this year. So the salads don't need to be quite as hot in the summer months, they just literally wilt, whereas other stuff wants to be a bit warmer. And then I just wanted to show you what we've called the green path, because when it was first finished back in, God, it must have been like February, March time, it's now September. I'm so out of date, sorry everybody, but you know, hey, this is real life. Yeah, we had these, like, we get chippings from our local tree surgeon, and on that particular time he had, I don't know if it was cypress or whatever kind of evergreen it was, but it had all these green evergreen needles in it. It was very, very soft. Pine, maybe, I don't know. I'm not a tree expert, okay, I'm learning. But we had this lovely green velvety path, and the smell was just incredible. But obviously now that's all gone. So I'm just going to show you. Ignore the pipes. The pipes are just a necessary evil. In fact, we use those to fill up some water butts there, and we've watered the veggies with them. So it's a little bit tidier than when you last came up here. As you can see, we went a bit big or go home on the kale this year. That was a bit of a mistake. Definitely didn't need to do that much. So we're going to take out one of these beds. Need to give these a bit of TLC. Oh God, had an amazing crop of courgettes this year. I need to harvest some of those. This is our little veggie garden, and eventually we're going to have 2 polytunnels up here as well, and we're going to build some more beds, but this is where we've got up to so far. But as you can see, all the buns have gone, and we've had the most beautiful late flowering of these wildflowers over there and here, and it's just gorgeous. Toby has been busy again, and he's now extended this whole area, which we just didn't have time to do last year. So this has now all been seeded for wildflowers, and will be absolutely gorgeous. We're still getting quite a lot of flowers on the original wildflowers. We're getting a lot of late flowering, but this here, which was seeded a lot later, has just been gorgeous. So really lovely. And on a day like today, beautiful. The last time you would have seen this area, it was a big hole in the ground and I was slightly freaking out about what my husband was up to. But it has now all been seeded and we've now got little bits of greenery sprouting through. It's been perfect growing weather because it's mild, but it's been quite wet. So it's been really good growing weather. But I'll just show you, we had some visitors. Let me show you. So this is this little area here now, which has got a little bit of a green fuzz. Don't know if you can see the hoof prints. You can see them from this angle a lot better. We had a neighbour's cattle in here. They weren't meant to be in here, and they've trampled all of these wildflowers. I mean, these are starting to go over, but we've still got a lot of diversity in here. But yes, not ideal. It is the middle of September and the weather is turning, and so are our pumpkins. So it's not been ideal this year. We've grown them on the ground and they're getting a bit soggy and wet, and it's not great for them. So lesson learned for next year, we need to kind of get them up off the ground, but we're just going to have a little look and see what we can harvest, because we don't want them rotting because we've gone to all this trouble. So yeah, I'll show you our beautiful pumpkins. We've got two varieties here. We've got a Queensland Blue, which are delicious, and then we've got another one which we can't remember the name of, but they're kind of supposed to be similar to the blue, and we don't actually know which one's which. I think the pale one is the blue, but anyway, we shall show you our little harvest. We've made the decision to move the piggies. They've run out of forage where they were, and as we're quite new to this, we don't want to damage the land, so we've moved them to a new area. This is by the driveway, and hopefully they'll do some good work here, and then we'll move them again and we'll just keep seeing what happens. We've got a whole meadow here that we haven't really been able to top or cut or do anything with, and we've got a lot of docks you can see behind me, so they need sorting out. So hopefully these guys will do some good work here. They're very sweet. Got lots and lots of dock, so we're hoping they're going to get in and root all of this up. We may have been overfeeding them. Ginger is really fat. Pickle needed to put on weight, so I'd say she's now a really nice, this is Pickle, the little one, she's now a really nice weight, and she needed to put on some weight. But Ginger, who's a little bit of a bully when it comes to food, is really looking like quite a chunker now. So hopefully they don't break out of the enclosure here, because otherwise we'll be in big trouble. We're right by the road, so fingers crossed they will be quite happy here. We've had no jailbreaking down there. This fence works really well, so that's it. Get in there, girl. That's it, get in there, good girl. Cool.